Mrs. Lukowski feels that the Catholic Church is involved in her husband's disappearance.
She was arrested last night for digging a hole in the grounds of St. James Cathedral.
I'm looking for a hole.
You mean the grave?
It's not a grave.
No, it's not a grave until he dies. As far as we know, he's still alive.
Her husband left her 5 years ago. She believes he's the victim of foul play. But she thinks that her husband's been buried alive.
All those churches cooperate with each other in things like this.
You have to stop asking these men to help you, okay? Or else they're gonna get in trouble, too.
We've dug holes all over this place for her.
She pays us. No, we do it because we're concerned.
Who's he?
He's your son.
You don't have a son. Chances are he's an agent of the church.
The stereo had a sticker on it. That means it was paid for. No, but a black man, he can't afford a nice new stereo, can he? He must be a thief. Let's wrestle him down and handcuff him in front of 40 people so he feels like the piece of shit he is.
Well, he said it was because you resisted.
You're right, I resisted. I hadn't done anything wrong, and I told him that.
Yeah, you told him in so many words like get the out of my face.
I was mad. That's not allowed, eh?
Well, it did give him the impression that,
It gave him the excuse he was looking for.
You know what? All this anger coming off you, it doesn't play in front of most judges, okay?
Look, I never stole that stereo, and bottom line, that's all it's about.
No, bottom line, what it's about is whether or not you attacked another human being without cause.
I headbutted him in self-defense. He was beating the shit out of me.
Well, he's gonna say, no, I was just trying to detain him.
He had no reason to detain me. I hadn't done anything wrong. And why do you keep trying to make me feel like I had, anyway?
I was just
you doing?
Opportunity to vent. Assault causing bodily harm is a very serious charge, Kevin. And if you wander into that courtroom like this, coming across like a guy who's looking for a fight, you're screwed. Okay? So if there's anything else that you'd like to get out of your system,
Hey,
you know,
there
I would
he
do...
is. The man. No, wait, I mean the man's boy.
Okay.
How come they let you out? Slow day on the plantation?
We don't have to do
hey,
that.
I'm talking to you. What, you don't recognize me? We all look the same to you, even the ones you stomped on?
Hey, you know what? Enough is enough, all right? Venting...
Why, man? Why'd you assume I was stealing that stereo? They got you so brainwashed you see someone who looks like me and you just know?
Please, just get out of my way.
Ooh, he's polite. But they teach you that in whitey school? Well, yes, boy, you can work here, but you gotta pretend to be like us. And you have to pretend full time, you see? No going home at night, putting on nigger clothes, and going out to shoot someone.
No, I don't like that word. So in the future, if you need to talk to me, don't use that word again, okay?
You didn't have a problem using it when you were smashing my head against that sidewalk, huh? Stupid nigger. You don't remember that? Bullshit, you don't.
Are you finished?
What?
I asked if you were finished. We'll just have to take our chances.
On 3 separate occasions, Ms. Lukowski phoned Union Station to warn that a bomb had been planted somewhere in the building. What followed were immediate evacuation, the disruption of all rail service, and the inconveniencing of thousands of commuters.
Maybe they would have preferred to be blown to bits.
Except no bombs were ever found.
Because I put those buildings on high alert, and that prevented them from being planted.
And this is the thanks she gets. After making her third phone call, Ms. Lukowski was arrested and charged with mischief. Additionally, when the police attended at her apartment, they found dozens of photographs of Union Station, which caused them to suspect her of intending to bomb the building herself at some point.
Yeah, well, that's quite a leap. She has no history of violence.
But she does have a history of doing some pretty strange things. Last year, she was charged with mischief for digging holes on church grounds because she believed members of the Catholic hierarchy had kidnapped her husband and buried him there.
She was actively delusional at the time.
Oh, so this is a passive delusion.
She completed the diversion program. I'm told she was taking her medications, so, well, I don't know what's going on with her now.
Well, let's ask her. Why do you think someone is planning to blow up Union Station, Miss Lukowski?
I can't speak with him here.
With who here?
Him, the priest.
Sir, could you stand up, please? Do you know this woman?
I'm just here to bail out my cousin Daryl.
And you're not a priest?
I'm a roofer.
He's lying. Just like the man with the keys is lying about his intentions.
The man with the keys?
I tried to follow him, but there's only so far I can go. I won't go in the tunnels.
This man that you tried to follow, you think that he's going to blow up Union Station?
But first he has to cover up all evidence that he's been there. He kidnaps me once a week, holds me hostage, questions me about what I know. He'll kill me when he gets tired of my silence.
But do you know his name?
He has no name. It's a Roman numeral. He's an agent of the church, and he's planning to kill me and a lot of other people.
Your Honor?
Well, she's obviously not doing very well, but the doctor's out of the building at the moment, so...
Ms. Lukowski's delusions tend to be rooted in something more tangible. If I could spend some time with her, maybe I can figure out what's going on right now.
Okay, Mr. A, see if you can do that. Be patient, ma'am. We're going to try to help you.
It's about time.
The accused is found on the street where the attempted break-ins occurred and is known to police for engaging in similar activities in that area. He's currently on a release, probation, for a theft under. So I'm I'm not consenting to his release.
I'm glad you got that cleared up. Sir, are you sure you won't let duty counsel help you out here?
No, I know what I'm doing.
Not a good idea to run your own bail hearing. I'm just saying.
This is a wrongful arrest. Those are the same cops who arrested me on a previous occasion. They jumped to conclusions and had no reason to believe I was the perpetrator of this particular crime.
Except that he was found hiding in some bushes.
Where I'd gone only for the purpose of relieving myself.
Or to try stashing away the burglary tools which were found in his possession.
Which brings up the point. They had no right to search me. And if the search was illegal, then the evidence they found on me, the so-called burglary tools, is inadmissible.
Actually, he's doing all right.
Police have to search people they find hiding in bushes. It's a safety concern.
Yeah, okay, but aren't they supposed to search you after they arrest you?
Your Worship, these are issues that the accused can raise at his trial.
He's right. All I'm looking for now is bail.
Bail? I don't think so. He's got a 3-page record, Your Worship, with 9 convictions. He has no surety. 3 failed to comply. He has to stay in jail. I mean, it's common sense.
Do you have anything you want to say, sir?
Yeah. The system sucks. You know, when I used to get denied bail, I'd spend 6 months in the dawn waiting for a trial, and I thought, this is retarded. So I started to plead, even the things I didn't do, because it's still a shorter time than waiting for a trial. But now, I've got a 3-page record, and I've got to keep pleading, even when there's no evidence against me. You get my problem?
Yes.
No, you don't. Take me to plea court.
What's your name, sir?
Victor Demchik. And that's my guy. Every day's an adventure into the unknown. Jack Angel for the record, Your Worship. So, Victor, you want to turn around?
No, I don't want to look at her, and I don't want her looking at me either. She's trying to kill me. Get rid of her.
Ma'am, do you know this man?
He's my father.
Does he have mental health problems?
Well, he's never actually been diagnosed, but lately he's been...
Excuse me. Mr. Angel, what is your client doing?
He's humming, Your Worship. I can't make out the exact tune.
Go ahead, ma'am.
I was just saying that he's just starting to...
I can't listen to her lies.
He's been causing me a lot of trouble with the police, accusing me of all sorts. He knows all about it.
Okay, Mr. Weeks, fill us in.
Okay. Police have received numerous calls from Mr. Demchik in which he's made false allegations against his daughter who resides with him in his house. This last time he called pretending to be an upstairs tenant, alleging that the man downstairs, i.e. himself, was being beaten by his daughter. When police arrived, the father greeted them at the door with what appeared to be blood on his face and his shirt. This turned out to be lipstick. It also turns out there is no upstairs tenant. Charges are public mischief and harassment.
Okay, I don't know about the rest of you, but I've definitely heard enough. Why don't we take our pal here over to 102 Court, huh?
Without a fitness test?
No, of course not. Be my guest.
Sir, do you know where you are?
I'm right here.
Well, he is right here, so I guess that's not... Do you know why you're here?
He brought me here.
Do you know what my job is?
That's stupid questions.
Well, he was doing okay until that last one, huh?
All right, let's traverse this man to mental health court.
You coming?
Tell Selma we followed the guy like she asked.
What guy?
The bomber.
But you guys have to stop doing everything Selma says. You can get yourselves into trouble.
She pays us.
But we'd help her even if she didn't.
But it's good that she does.
This is Selma's son. She thinks her son's a bomber.
He's been hired by the church.
Kill him.
If she gets on a train and tries to escape.
He's a janitor at the station.
And that's why he has keys to everywhere.
Even to the places where the rats are.
He means the tunnels where we won't go.
$20.
So will you give her the pictures?
Yeah, sure.
And tell her we need some money so we can get something too. Well, you know, calm our nerves.
Because all of this stuff is starting to get to us.
Yeah, me too.
Because if it's true, it's really freaky.
Right.
Just convince him to come back in the house.
His bail specifies that he be on your property. Legally, that doesn't mean just the house.
But he's an old man. Look, he's developed some kind of personality disorder. After my mother left him, he started telling everybody that she slept around on him their entire married life.
What?
And now he's decided that I'm not even his son. He calls me bastard. As in, morning bastard, or what are you up to today, bastard? You know, it's just great.
And that's why he won't live under the same roof with you?
I guess. Look, just tell him that he has to come back inside or they're revoking the bail.
You want me to lie to him?
Yes, lie to him, threaten him. I don't care. Just get him inside. My stomach's in knots.
Wait, so that's why he stole the wood from the construction site to build this shack? Why didn't you just buy him a tent?
Because I don't want him living outside in a hut or a tent or anything else.
Right.
And besides, he won't take anything from me. No food, no water, nothing. Because I'm a bastard.
But you gotta tell everyone? Or you're proud of it now all of a sudden? And you, are you gonna stand there all day staring at me like I'm some animal in the zoo? You got anything to say to me or what?
Well, I'm your lawyer, Mr. Pedersen. You don't recognize me?
Not really.
Oh.
Hey, hello. When are you gonna do something about that thing, Dean? It's a disgrace.
Hey, you, shut up. No one gives a shit about your opinion.
That hovel is interfering with my ability to enjoy my property. I talked to my lawyer. He says I can sue.
It wasn't enough to call the cops on my dad. Now you're gonna sue.
He's a thief. He stole that wood. I'm the kind of citizen that reports that kind
I'm
of
just
thing.
saying that it would have been a touch more, neighborly to have just brought it to my attention.
You want me to bring something to your attention? Huh? He pisses on that tree over there. His other business he does into that shrub. He bends over and...
He's not well. Can you give me a break here? I'm trying to fix it.
I spent $10,000 landscaping this backyard, and for what? So everybody can watch your crazy father have a bowel movement. Look, I'm scared to let my kids play out. And I can't invite anybody over here. And listen, I'm the kind of person that likes to entertain, Dean. I'm a very social person, okay? So you get him some help, or we are going to court.
You know, she doesn't necessarily have a case. It's your property, and you can do...
I don't give a damn about her, okay? I'm just worried about my dad. He's an old man. He's living outside. He's gonna get sick and die. Can you please just talk to him? I'm gonna have a freaking heart attack.
Okay, I'll do my best. Just try to stay a little bit,
Go,
because
go.
my heart will also start to... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna... Dean, please. Hello? Mr. Pedersen?
Yeah?
I need to talk to you. I'm your lawyer, remember?
I already answered that to the negative.
Well, anyway, I'm your lawyer, and I'm here to talk to you about your bail conditions. See, the thing is, the court is fairly rigid about how those conditions are interpreted, and if you don't move into the house, you're going to jail.
Jail? Jesus. Yeah, okay, we better talk then. Come in.
Well, actually, why don't you come out?
I'm not gonna talk private business out in public. Either come in or piss off.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, wow. There's...
All he had to do was produce his receipt. But he wanted to make something out of it, so he started yelling at me like a lunatic. Can't you see the sticker, you asshole?
And could you see the sticker?
Yeah, I can see it fine.
Doesn't the sticker usually mean the item's been purchased?
People steal stickers all the time. And most of them don't have any problem.
I told him my friend had the receipt, and that was just like 50 feet behind me.
That's enough, sir.
I couldn't see his friend. So I politely asked him not to leave the store, but he pushed past me and started outside.
And what did you do?
I went after him. I grabbed the stereo from him, he pushed me, and I dropped it. Then he swore at me a bunch of times and started to hurry away. So I went after him again and tried to apprehend him.
By doing what?
I twisted his arm behind his back. I tried to get him on the ground, but he turned around and started smashing his head into my face.
Wow, that must have hurt.
Yeah, so does getting your arm twisted behind your back. That hurts, too. Hey, if she's gonna make gratuitous comments...
This from the king of gratuitous comments.
That's enough.
Yeah, I was in a lot of pain. He'd broken my nose, so I let go. He started to run away, but I ran after him.
For a third time.
And I tackled him, got on top, and I tried to subdue him.
And did that work?
Not really. He kept fighting, broke my nose in another place.
Wait, he broke it again?
Again? Well, like that matters. A broken nose is a broken nose. What is her point?
Okay, what's your point?
My point is, what's your point?
Okay, that's enough, both of you.
Both of us?
Yes, both of you.
So, after he'd broken your nose for the second time, what happened then?
Security showed up, and they called the police.
So, security shows up. That still didn't stop you, did it? Right? You didn't let him go. You actually took the opportunity to get a couple extra shots in there, right?
I was defending myself.
From the man you were on top of?
He was still hitting me. I mean, he was out of control. Like an animal, spitting and yelling things that didn't even make any sense.
Oh, I see. And is that why you were banging his head on the sidewalk? You were trying to smack some sense into him, were you?
He was doing that to himself.
He was smashing his own head against the pavement?
Yes.
Repeatedly?
Yes, like I said, he was out of control.
He was like an animal, like you said. But, Mr. Dooney, have you ever seen an animal or any living creature actually behave in that way? You know, sometimes I'll smack myself in the side of the head sometimes, but that's about as far as it goes, right? I've never actually inflicted damage on myself, right?
Are you sure about that?
I'm picturing it right here. He is smashing his own head repeatedly against the pavement. Oh, my God, what did you do? I mean, did you try to stop him?
No, I was...
No, actually, what were you doing? What were you doing, Mr. Dooney?
He's trying to tell you.
What I mean is, what were you up to that day? I mean, you know, were you showing off for the boss? Were you going for promotion? What was that about?
I don't need to put myself in jeopardy to get ahead. I've taken leadership seminars, and I plan on working my way up to manager.
Ooh, he's gonna be a manager.
It's a good company. It comes into neighborhoods like ours where most stores wouldn't. It provides good jobs and offers decent prices, which get jacked up when people shoplift.
You felt it was your job to apprehend the shoplifters and keep the prices down. Okay, well, what actually is your job? You're a store greeter, is that correct?
Yes.
And my understanding of the store greeter job description is that you greet people, right? Good morning, how are you? You do not harass them into providing proof of purchase.
Asking to see your receipt hardly constitutes harassment. Costco checks your receipt against your cart when you leave the store.
Well, that's Costco's policy.
I was taking a precautionary measure. We get a lot of thefts in our store.
A lot of thefts by black people?
Oh, Your Honor.
As a conscientious employee, it's my duty to look out for potential problems.
Potential problems from black people?
Your Honor, he's doing the thing he always does when he knows he can't win. He's trying to obscure the issue.
No, what I'm trying to do is illuminate the issue, as a matter of fact. My client feels very adamantly that Mr. Dooney targeted him because of the color of his skin.
Which is, unfortunately for your argument, the same as the witnesses.
Which is, unfortunately for you, irrelevant, because I cannot explain self-loathing. I can only expose it.
Oh, right.
I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Sachs. Would you get there fast, please?
Why did you not believe my client when he told you that he had a receipt?
It sounded convenient. My friend has it, and he's back there.
All right, so you didn't like that answer. But was there anything else? I mean, was it the way that he walked or the way that he was dressed?
You mean his bag of jeans? His dreads? Yeah, he looked like a thug.
Black thug?
I don't get too many white customers who dress like that. I mean, there is the odd young white wannabe.
Well, yeah, but they're just pretending. But, Mr. Dooney, what is your problem with people who dress like this who aren't pretending?
My problem is that sometimes they take out their guns and they shoot at each other. And sometimes when they're shooting at each other, there are little kids or their mothers that get in the way. And sometimes they get killed.
Jesus, you know, I knew she was getting worse, but it sounds like she's out of control.
How long's she been off her meds?
I don't know. Look, I was going over there a lot, right? Making sure she took her pills, taking her to the doctor, but it got so that she never recognized me. So when I took her to the doctor, she thought I was kidnapping her. At one time, she almost convinced a cop to arrest me. So I stopped going as much, and when I did go, I stopped trying to explain. I figured she could believe whatever she wanted about me.
Well, she believes you're an agent of the Catholic Church trying to kill her.
Yeah, well, that's her thing. Her parents were old school religious, and they did their best to jam it down her throat. But then apparently she rebelled against it when she was a kid, and then after they died, she developed all these fears about the church. It drove my dad crazy. It's the main reason he left her.
Yeah, but does he know what kind of shape she's in now? Maybe
he's got a whole new life. He doesn't care.
Yeah, well, that leaves you. Listen, will you come down to court with me to help her? Because without you, I don't know if I can get her out of jail.
She's probably a lot more afraid of me than she is of jail. I'm her assassin, remember?
We've never been close, but I promised my mother I'd move in and take care of him after she was gone, which I did, a year ago. She died almost a year ago.
When do you start calling the police on you? Black coffee, please?
A few weeks after I told him I was gay. My mother had made me keep it a secret from him, but she was gone and I was sick of lying.
Well, a lot of the old guys have trouble with the lifestyle, but they don't usually try to get their kids incarcerated, thanks.
Well, on the same day I told him I was gay, I also told him I had no intention of doing his laundry.
So then he had two reasons to hate you.
Oh, whatever. He tells the cops the ugliest, stupidest crap about me. I beat him up, I'm a drug dealer, I make pornographic movies. Pathetic.
Well, clearly your old man is off his rocker. I don't know what he's got exactly, but we'll figure that out in 102 court. Is there anyone else who can post bail?
No, just me.
Well, since technically you're the complainant, it can't be you.
Will he even get bail?
I get guys way worse than him out all the time. He'll talk to a doctor if he agrees to the conditions, stop calling police, seek treatment, blah, blah, blah. Can you hang on a second? Can you give me a minute with this guy? Saw you in action in there. Not bad.
You a lawyer?
Yeah. So you charged with what, a B&E, a couple of FTC's possession of tools?
Yeah.
Okay, here's a tip. Tell the Crown that you'll agree to plead if she drops the FTCs and the possession charge. Those two can really bite you in the ass next time you're up. Remind the judge that you're giving up a possible charge of defense under Section 8, the part dealing with search and seizure, and that you're pleading at the earliest possible time.
That's aggravating, right?
No. Mitigating.
Keep getting those mixed up. Hey, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, no problem.
Anytime.
Client of yours?
No. It's like a spirit of self-reliance.
You see, his mother was a cheap whore. She birthed other men's offspring like a brood mare. Now, he knows I'm never going to accept him, so what the hell's he want from me?
He wants you in the house.
Yeah, you know why?
So that you'll be comfortable and you won't get...
So we can have more control over me. Maybe you're trying to poison me. See, I haven't gotten around to writing him out of my will yet, you know, so don't tell him that. In fact, don't tell him anything I've just said here. That'd be a serious breach of... What do you call that?
Privilege. I know. Look, Mr. Pedersen needs your surety, and a court likes a surety to be in a position to monitor the activities of an accused, so...
So he's even prepared to use the law to get me in there. Talk about desperate and desperate dangerous. Hey, come on, wake up.
Oh, no!
We got a pack.
What, the bastard is here?
Well, no, but he's on his way.
Who's that?
Who am I? Who the f are you? Did he send him?
Yeah.
Mr. Pedersen, is this a friend of yours?
This is Gaetan. I met him in prison.
Oh.
He was betrayed by his family, just like me.
The filthy pigs really let me down.
Yeah, he's the son I never really had.
Not that it's any of his business.
You're right. Why don't you piss off? We got a pack.
No, you can't leave. You violate your bail. Dean will have to call the police and you'll be arrested.
God damn that bastard, tabarnak! Let's smash in his brains and that'll be the end of it.
Oh, God, no. No.
He's right. We don't have to go that far. We just got to stay one step ahead of him until I can figure out what he's up to.
He's not up to anything.
Well, then why did he send his lawyer in here?
Yeah.
I'm not his lawyer. I'm his lawyer.
Okay, so is he going to try to kill me or just put me in the institution?
What? No, neither. If you moved into the house, you'd see all he
And
wants.
share a house with the child of that devious slut? No, thank you.
I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. I'll move into the house and I'll keep an eye on the bastard. Then we'll be a step ahead of him like you want. And if it's safe, you can move in too.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
No, it's actually a very bad idea.
No, did anyone ask you?
Yeah, and tell your client what we've decided.
He's not my client. You're my client.
Sure.
Well, here we are again. Do you remember when I helped you guys with your head lice?
Yeah. Aren't you Elliot's mom?
Yeah. What's going on with Elliot and you guys and your mom?
Our mom got in trouble.
I know.
Elliot's helping her.
Yeah. But what's really going on? You know, any smooching or anything like that?
I hate this, you know.
What?
Haven't asked you for money.
Oh, hey, no, I'm glad I can help, you know?
I'm gonna get another job right away, you know, and just not this time with a manager who's not the nastiest bitch in the world.
Yeah, I think maybe, Sandy, you should just take a little time for yourself.
She had it in for me, you know, right from the beginning. She said I was lazy because I took time off when my kids were sick. And then she said, like, I was a bad mom because I let Kelly do her homework in the restaurant. Anyway, you don't need to hear all this, but I just wanna let you know that I'll, you know, hey, maybe I could clean your house.
What? No, I don't want you to clean
No, just as, you know, like as a way to pay you back.
No,
I'm
no.
not saying you got a dirty house, right? I've never seen your house.
Would you like to see my house?
I'm not asking you to invite me to your house. I just don't like owing people money.
No, I'm your friend, Sandy, right? So, you know, it's good. It's okay for me to help you out.
Why are we friends?
Well, we like each other, don't we? Well, at least I like you. I like spending time with you. But if you were...
No. I like it too. It's just a bit weird, right?
I'm a bit weird, so... At least that's what, some people say that, but...
Say that about me too, so... Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what we have in common. We're weird. Anyway, it's probably just I don't have a lot of friends, and so I'm not used to people being so nice to me. Pathetic. Anyway, I really appreciate this.
I interviewed Mr. Demchek, and he presented in a more or less coherent, albeit highly agitated manner. I don't think he actually believes his daughter is engaged in the activities that he says she is. He's merely trying to cause her as much difficulty as he possibly can.
Don't hum.
I can't listen to any of this.
Then try covering your ears.
Did you just tell your client to cover his ears?
It's either that or the humming, and I don't know about you, but basically I've had enough.
Mr. Demchek. Mr. Demchek. I won't listen to his lies, Judge.
Mr. Demchek, I need to know about the conversation the doctor had with you. But if you think he's going to lie, then it would be best for you to listen. That way you can respond to what he said.
Good point.
Go ahead, doctor.
Well, technically he's fit. But his deep anger and disappointment with his daughter is making him act out in an irrational and extreme manner.
Like a boil about to burst. A boil full of the acrid pus of hatred and ignorance.
Is there a proposed surety?
No, Your Honor. His wife died last year. He lives with his daughter, who is the complainant.
I'm willing to consent to his release, Your Honor, if he'll agree to comply with strict conditions. But I don't want him back in the house as long as the daughter is there to be the target of his psychological abuse.
I have nowhere else to go.
Until this matter is settled or someone penetrates the wall of prejudice and ignorance around your heart and you start behaving like an evolved human being, you're just going to have to...
Mr. K.
Try a shelter.
I never knew you could be so cold and heartless. Suits you.
You're forcing me out of my home. But she's the one who killed her. Same as if she'd plunged a knife in her chest. She broke her heart.
Oh, here he goes. They always have to talk about someone breaking their heart. If anyone broke her heart, sir, it was probably you. Excuse me, Your Honor, that was probably uncalled for.
Yeah.
After she found out what she was, that's when she got sick. That's why she got the cancer.
You are just so ignorant, Dad. You don't know anything.
I know you're a disgrace.
You're the disgrace. How she loved you, I will never understand. She was wonderful. She never once made me feel unloved.
Don't talk about her. You have no right to talk about her.
You treated her like dirt, and now you're all broken up because she's gone? I think it's just because you have to do your own cooking. That's what's driving you insane, Dad. Your maid is dead. And that's why he calls the cops, too, because I won't pamper him like she did.
You can't let her talk about me like that. Don't you people have any compassion? I don't have to listen to any more of this from you or from him.
Well, now you've done it.
You know what? You're right. It's poison. Everything he says and does is meant to hurt me, and I have had it. He can live in the house. I'm moving out. I stayed as long as I could because of Mom, but I am finished with you.
She stopped loving you. She couldn't love you after she found out what you were, and that's the truth.
No, it's not.
I grew up in public housing. My mother died when I was 8, and my father raised me and my 2 younger brothers by himself. It was hard, but he made sure that there was always food and that I went to school.
And how did you feel when Mr. Dooney accused you of stealing?
I was pissed off. I've never stolen anything in my life. I mean, yeah, I've been accused lots of times. But this guy, he was the worst. He just kept yapping.
Have you ever been in any trouble with the police?
Yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with the police. I've never been charged with anything, but I've been questioned lots of times.
Questioned lots of times because of the way you look?
The way I look, where I live, who my friends are.
Yeah, okay, so when Mr. Dooney demanded that you show proof of purchase for that stereo...
I thought, him!
You lost your temper.
No, my temper was basically under control. I mean, yeah, when he started going on about the receipt, I kind of lost it. I told him to get out of my face, but I never hit him until he jumped on me and started screaming at me and using that word he says he doesn't like.
Nothing further.
So you weren't out of control, but you were angry.
Yeah.
Were you humiliated?
I guess.
And frustrated and confused?
Yeah, I was all those things.
See, well, that's just awful. I mean, feeling just one of those things is bad enough. But all of them? I mean, didn't you just want it to stop? These hurtful, erroneous accusations?
Yeah.
Well, then why didn't you just wait for your friend? Who could have produced the receipt and everything would have been fine.
Now, there was no way I was going to show that slave my receipt, even when my friend showed up. I'm tired of being treated like a criminal for no reason.
So you decided to give him one. Because pushing him and hitting him and headbutting him was a lot more important to you than just showing him the receipt and clearing the whole matter up. Why? Because he's a slave, a loyal employee, a black man who wears a tie, of all things. And you. I mean, you're the real deal, right? You're the way it should be.
You feel good now?
Well, he's not going to jail. That's cause for...
Don't go getting in my face about the outcome. Maybe you should just apologize. You had no cause to stop me except for the way I was dressed. You took one look at me and you thought, what's that pimped-up, drug-dealing gangbanger doing with that $400 stereo?
And you thought, what's this black man coming at me doing with a blazer and a tucked-in shirt? He must be ashamed of his race.
I'm sure you both thought a number of things that in
What, you trying to tell me you're not ashamed? You don't want me to dress like you?
But when people look at me, they don't see a criminal. They just see a man.
Except if you get too successful and buy yourself a fancy car. Yeah, then you see a man who deals crack. I'm right about that, aren't I?
What? I don't know. Well, so is he. You know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with tucking your shirt in every once in a while. I may not be the neatest person in the world, but at least I'm making an attempt.
Imagine if a man you don't recognize keeps dragging you to a psychiatric hospital where doctors you don't trust keep asking you questions you don't understand and giving you drugs that you don't know anything about.
So, Ms. Lukowski is connecting her required hospital visits to her son and sees him as...
Her assassin, her kidnapper, a secret agent from the Catholic Church, when in fact, he works as a janitor at Union Station.
Your Honor, Miss Lukowski's delusions have clearly returned.
With a vengeance.
She has a way of convincing herself of the validity of some very elaborate conspiracies. Believing her son to be a threat to everyone, not just her, is a way of justifying her paranoia about organized religion and her quite understandable fear of being forced into medical treatment for an ailment she's not even sure she has.
Since she never meant any harm, Your Honor, there must be some way to get her out of custody.
He's here to kill me. Please don't let him. He pretends he's a man of God, but he's really just a murderer.
This is her son, Your Honor.
I thought it might be. Ms. Lukowski, your son's not here to hurt you. He's here to help you.
He's not my son. He's a demon priest. Don't make me go away with him. He's trying to lure me into hell. That's where they want me, in the inferno.
And why would they want that?
Oh, well, because I've always been a bad girl, haven't I? I ask too many questions. I think too much. Now, I can't stay in the room if he's here. Get him out of here.
Okay, Mom. I'm gonna leave.
Sir?
It's okay. I can't...
Is there any other family?
No.
She's clearly in need of a support system that makes her feel considerably less anxious.
And unless we have a tangible plan for that, she should stay in custody and be hospitalized.
For how long? Forever?
So what's the other solution?
We'll stay with her. Yeah, we'll sleep on the floor. It's better than sleeping in a shelter.
Do you know these men, Mr. A?
Yes, they're Ms. Lukowski's friends.
And some of the things that bother her, well, they bother us, too. Yeah. Churches, governments, police. Sure, she goes too far. Yeah, we'd never go that far, but we know what it's like when people look like they're out to get you. So we'd like to help her if we can.
You take her to medical appointments, court appearances.
Well, wait a second. We're not actually seriously considering releasing this woman into the custody of these two homeless guys.
If we were living with Selma, then we wouldn't be homeless.
He's got you there, Mr. K. Do either of them have criminal records, Mr. A?
Yes, Your Honor. We get to drinking, and that impairs our judgment. And we do dumb things.
Like following a janitor around because someone told them he was a Vatican agent. It was a nice idea, but maybe we should start worrying about getting these two on medication.
Hey, come on. What kind of medication?
Mr. A, it looks like it has to be either her son or the hospital.
I don't know if he's up for it, Your Honor, but I'll talk to him.
What kind of medication?
Our very best.
They offered to move in and take care of her.
Yeah, well, they share some of the same concerns.
So you mean they're totally out of it, too?
Well...
And she trusts them. She doesn't trust me, but she trusts them.
Listen, maybe if you just keep being yourself, eventually it'll get through to her that you don't mean her any harm.
Well, that's great, but in the meantime...
Listen, if you can't do this, then maybe we should look at other options, too.
No, I'll try. Tell the judge I'll move in with her, make sure she takes the drugs, but I mean, how long is it gonna go on like this? Does anybody know?
Probably not.
I sacrificed everything for her. I worked extra jobs to put her through school. Isn't that worth a pot roast every once in a while?
Victor, turn around.
When she was 7 years old, I sat by the side of her bed every night for 6 months. She thought if she fell asleep, she'd never wake up. And I held her hand until she calmed down. And now she wants me to die.
Victor, there's something you need to realize. Women today don't like being treated as hired help.
What do you care? Just leave me alone to die. That's all anybody wants from me.
You're not going to be left alone to die. You're being released on bail.
So who's going to take care of me? Honor thy father and thy mother. That's a commandment. So thou shalt not kill. That's 2 she broke.
Cancer killed your wife, not your daughter's sexual orientation. If you're that terrified about being alone, take some advice. Stop being such an asshole and do it quickly, because if you don't, you're going to lose your daughter forever.
I walked around the world for those women. 45,000 kilometers.
I'm sorry. Look, try to stay with me here, okay?
Delivering mail 5 kilometers a day, 25 a week, for 30 years. I walked around the world. For what?
Victor, look at me. Look at me. I've disappointed plenty of people in my life, so I know what I'm talking about. It's still possible for you with your daughter. But for starters, cut the homophobia. I don't know if you've noticed the world lately, but for most people, that kind of attitude just doesn't fly.
It's disgusting.
Is it? Really, when you think about it, lesbians make sense. If you were a woman, would you be attracted to most men? I mean, let's face it. We're all pretty repulsive in one way or another. I mean, I have a certain charm, but basically I have very little to offer, and you, well, you have a pretty ugly soul that needs healing. So maybe you can begin to do that by making a place in your heart for your daughter. What do you say?
Piss off.
Look, you're gonna have to take this one step at a time. Gaetan seems to be a good link with your dad.
Good link? Who is this guy? Where did he come from, anyway?
They met in jail.
Oh, in jail? Oh, well, that's just great.
Listen, bastard, maybe we can help each other.
What did you just call me?
You want to stay close to that old man or not? Because right now he don't trust you, and you know what? Neither do I.
Really?
Because what kind of loyalty can you expect from a bastard when you can't even trust your real family?
Do you know what he's talking about?
Don't talk to your lawyer, man. He doesn't know shit. From now on, you have to deal with me.
I'm getting that pain in my chest.
It's probably just anxiety.
Oh, you think? Well, what the hell do I have to be anxious about? Because I've got some criminal that wants to move into my house so that my father will trust me more?
I can be how do you say, a go-between.
Yeah, see, the plan was for Gaetan to move into the house first.
Oh, there was a plan.
Yeah, and if everything was all right, then your dad might be willing to come in later.
Yeah, why wouldn't he want to be with his son?
Because he doesn't think that I am his son.
No, I was talking about me.
What? Look, you know, maybe I should just pull the bail. I mean, he'd be in jail, but at least he'd be warm, he'd be fed. He could use a toilet, wash occasionally. You know, I'm just gonna think about this. Let me just think about this.
Okay, but don't take too long.
Why, do you have a pressing engagement? Hey, thanks, Dad. Thanks a lot. You've really put me through a living hell. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, well, you got your mother to thank for that.
With that lying whore.
You little
prick. Oh, no.
Stop,
bastard.
Stop.
Okay, that's it. I'm calling the police.
Kill him, son. Kill him. I'm not gonna kill him, Dad. What's wrong with you?
He's talking to me.
Stop it. Stop it, you two. Stop it.
You think I'm tolerating this kind of behavior? You want to behave this way, you should move. Go someplace where excreting in your backyard is acceptable, because it certainly isn't acceptable around here. If you keep talking, I'm going to come over there and excrete on your face, you stupid bitch.
Come here.
You don't want me to get involved in this, but I will. There. Huh? Stop.
8 months? You gotta be kidding.
No, when I'm kidding, the corners of my mouth go up like this.
But that bush was nowhere near those houses.
Mr. Smalls, you should know better than this. You keep talking like you have a defense and I have to send you to trial. Then they've got you for 6 or 7 months anyway. Just between you and me, I'm absolutely sure you did it. So any trial judge is going to come up with the same conclusion. Guy with your record.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, my record, right.
Look, I'm inclined to go easy on you because I don't think the cops did their job. But in order for me to do that, you've got to keep your mouth shut.
Can I have a minute with this man, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Excuse me.
Did you get those fail to complies dropped?
Nobody gave me a chance to ask for anything.
Excuse me, Mr. Angel, is this your client? I mean, what's going on?
No, sorry. Just trying to help as a friend of the court.
There you see, Miss Menon. A random act of kindness. Must it always be so adversarial?
Yes, Your Honor. The system was designed to be adversarial.
She likes it better when you fight back, Mr. Angel.
I'll keep that in mind, Your Honor. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I'll plead guilty to the B&Es if the Crown drops the charge of failure to comply and possession of burglary tools. And also, I'm pleading guilty despite a possible charter defense under Section 9.
Section 8.
Section 8. I'm pleading at the earliest opportunity, and that's mitigating. And that's all I wanted to say in the first place.
Your Honor, are we...
Except that I think a sentence in the range of 60 days is more than...
60 days is completely inadequate, Your Honor. This man has a record replete with thefts under, assaults, B&E, possession of marijuana, possession of crack cocaine. I mean, why you'd return a man like this to the street in 60 days is absolutely beyond me.
Did you hear me say anything about 60 days? He said that.
You did say you wanted to give him a break.
A break, not a walk. Look, Miss Menon, unlike you, I don't think we need to throw everybody in jail until the flesh rots off their bones. But I'm not an idiot.
Heaven, no. No, Your Honor, you're not. So what do you suggest then?
Well, I'm just taking a moment to think about that. Is that all right with you? And another thing, Miss Menon, when I do come up with a number, it's going to be the ruling of this court. It's not going to be a suggestion. And you're going to have to live with that. Just telling her, huh? Huh? Damn right.
You all done performing good deeds?
We'll just try to keep the system moving.
Oh, well, when he gets released in a mere 4 months, I'm imagining there'll be a few homeowners wishing you just stayed out of it.
4 months, 8 months, 3 years. He is who he is.
Oh, so you don't think your act of kindness will motivate him to give up his life of crime and move on to something better?
Well, who knows? Maybe he'll get out, go to law school, and become a first-class lawyer.
Oh, or maybe he'll become someone like you.
I feel like, what was I saying?
You're finding yourself and losing yourself?
Yeah. Thanks. Sure. I feel like I'm finding myself and losing myself at the same time, right? But I feel like I actually might be losing myself, right? My old self faster than I'm finding my new self. No, really. And so I'm actually a little worried that there might be a time in there where I'm selfless. You know what I mean?
Wasn't that supposed to be a good thing?
Yeah, I guess so. A little scary, though.
Oh, wait. You gotta put this down first. Okay, and if I forget to tell you guys, thank you so much for helping me out. I could never... I could never have done this last minute, pull the group together.
How much am I getting paid for this?
Nothing. I don't know what the profit margin is, and I want her walking away from this thinking that she'll,
Yeah, not treat life like it's one big party.
have something that she can, that sustains her.
Are they having sex?
Yeah, well, unless they're under the covers on my pull-out couch just tickling each other.
I think he's much too old for her.
Well, she doesn't usually have age restrictions.
Fantastic stuff. Everybody's eating. Look at pigs they are. Great idea,
Great
Jack.
cook, Grant. She's a great cook.
Kidding. Among other things. Listen, I better get back. I think some people are ready to buy in.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sarah, honey, be a doll and take out these mushroom caps.
Nancy. My name is Nancy.
What did I call you?
You called me Sarah. You always call me Sarah, and I want you to stop. Especially when you're ordering me around, because I'm doing this for nothing, and I don't need to do this for nothing.
Sure, no problem. Just get out there, okay? Chop, chop. No racial slur intended.
Dork.
So cute. Alice, alone at last.
Except for my sister over there.
And what a beautiful and talented young woman she is. I mean, how come we never talk?
Guess you've never needed anything from me.
Nah, I think it's because you're so,
Sane.
Maybe. And I make more of a connection with,
The desperate and conniving.
How's your boyfriend? He's a cop, right?
Yeah, we broke up.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
It's just an expression. I think I'll go see how my man is doing.
Oh, yeah, Jack, just take this out.
All right, sweetheart.
Don't forget the napkins. Give me
So, how's all this going?
Well, this is great. I'm a great gig.
Great. So you think you might do some more of it?
Yeah, well, I always thought at some point I would give this catering thing a try.
Well, great. So you'll be sticking around, maybe getting your own place.
Well, you want me out now?
No. I just thought maybe, your back might be starting to hurt on the couch.
Well, only when Jack gets a little athletic.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, listen. I've slept on much worse, trust me.
Those people out there?
The investors?
Someone should warn them about Jack's friend.
Oh, for God's sakes, what are you talking about?
For one thing, he's Jack's friend.
Yeah, and he's trying to sell them beachfront property in Algeria. Something about helping developing nations reach their potential. I don't know if Algeria even has beaches.
Of course they have beaches. But you really have got to chill out. Have a drink. Look, Jack told me that him and this guy have some really big stuff they're working on together, okay? So can we just stay positive, okay, Sarah? Thanks.
Nancy!
Whatever.
What does she mean, big stuff?
Do you really want to know?
She drinks a lot, doesn't she?
Yes, she does.
You don't drink much at all. Hey, is it because your mother drank too much? You mentioned that once.
Hey, you know what? Before you get started, I really don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but I was just gonna... Sure.
There you are, Nancy.
Alice.
Alice. Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for doing this.
Okay.
No, seriously, I really want to thank you very, very much.
Seriously, you're welcome.
Need a hand here?
No, I think I've got it all covered.
Yeah, including me.
Sorry.
Thanks, no problem. I'll see you later, huh?
Yeah, much later.